Welcome back to Greatness Unlocked. I value you and appreciate you spending your time with me today. If you find any value here, I humbly ask that you hit the like and subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for lending me your ears today. I want to talk about an uncomfortable truth that often gets buried under the shiny facade of political rhetoric. The driving force behind many political figures is money. Yes, you heard that right. It's money that drives decisions, shapes policies, and indeed determines the very fabric of our societies. Let's be honest for a moment. When was the last time you felt like a politician was looking out for you? I mean, really looking out for you. Instead, what we often see is a parade of promises that are quickly forgotten once the election day balloons have deflated. Time and time again, we are bombarded with grand speeches about change, hope, and a brighter future. Yet when the dust settles, the underlying reality is that many of these leaders are just looking out for themselves, their interests, and their bank accounts. Take a moment to think about it. Politicians lie, and they lie often. They spin tales so beautiful that you almost forget the grime behind their words. Whether it's during a hopeful campaign or a legislative session, you have to question, what are their motives? When they promise us the stars, are they truly devoted to our well-being, or are they merely courting the likes of big corporations and wealthy donors who fund their campaigns? If you peel back the layers, you'll find a world where many have become puppets, dancing to the tune of money, power, and influence. And let's not kid ourselves. When it comes to world problems, we can get weighed down. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by climate change, social injustices, and international conflicts. But here's the brutal truth. These leaders, these so-called representatives, are often more concerned with their own interests than with the burdens we bear. Don't get me wrong, I am not suggesting that we shouldn't care about the world around us. But amidst the chaos and complexities of global issues, we must remember to prioritize what's right in front of us: our families, our finances, our own mental health. At the end of the day, how often do you think a politician thinks about your well-being? It's naive to think that they will be our saviors in times of need. Their performance is often driven by external pressures, donation lists, lobbying firms, and party lines, which leads directly back to the influence of money. And let's talk a bit about those donors. They dictate the political landscape. They fund campaigns and create dependencies. Politicians know exactly who signs their checks, and it's rarely the everyday citizen. Instead, it's the multi-billion-dollar corporations, the special interest groups, those who are in a position to sway the political tides in their favor. Just look at some of the policies being made. Who benefits? It's usually not the common man on the street, but rather those in power who have positioned themselves far away from the consequences of their actions. This situation creates a paradox where ordinary citizens like you and me are left to navigate the system alone. We have to take responsibility for our own lives because, let's face it, they aren't doing that for us. They're banking on our impulsivity, our desire to chase after what's shiny and new, rather than being grounded with our feet planted firm in financial responsibility. What does that mean for you and me? It means we need to be diligent with our finances. We need to ask ourselves the hard questions and make better decisions. Do we really need that new gadget, that impulsive luxury? Or can we invest that money thoughtfully into our futures, into our families? Because if you aren't careful, those layers of influence can suffocate you, leaving you preoccupied with things that will not ultimately matter. Your financial freedom can foster a sense of stability that those at the top often overlook. And if we look inward, we realize that the biggest revolution begins at home. Instead of getting wrapped up with world problems we have little control over, let's focus on what we can influence. Start with your family. Secure that financial health. Create that safety net. Because at the end of the day, as the politicians are arguing over their next big payday, it's our families that are at the heart of our existence, our well-being. So as we wrap this up, let's remember that political figures may ride on the waves of money, but we don't have to get swept away. We can find strength in personal responsibility and focus on what we can control. Let's not depend on the whims of those in power. Instead, let's empower ourselves to build the lives we want. Because trust me, when it comes to real change, we are our best advocates. In the tangled web that is politics and finance, we must remain vigilant, grounded, and above all, responsible. You are needed. Now, go be great.